I am now.
Okay. Now this will be the in-cab part. Before you start the inside, make sure your seat is adjusted properly. Make sure both parking brakes are set. Okay. So first thing I'm going to start with is my 3 S's. Seat belt, safety equipment, safe start. Okay. So I'm going to look at my seat belt. Make sure it's in good condition, no tears or frays, functions properly. Then I'll check my safety equipment, FET, fuses, extinguisher, triangle, and the extinguisher should be at least 10 BC with a pin. And then I'll perform a safe start and I make sure the transmission's in neutral. I depress the clutch all the way to the floor. I turn the key 1 click and I look at my dash. I'm going to make sure the ABS light goes out. Okay. Okay, so after you do your 3 S's, you do your 3 4s. 4, 4, 4. An easy acronym to help you remember is PIG, P-I-G. That stands for 4 pairs, 4 indicators, and 4 gauges, okay? So my 4 pairs, I'll check my heater and defroster, making sure the fan works properly. I'll check the wipers and washers, make sure the wiper blades are in good condition and they function and the washer squirts. I'll check my windshield and mirrors. The windshield should have no illegal stickers, cracks, or damage. The mirror should be properly mounted, secure, and functioning. And I'll check my city horn and my air horn, okay? Remember, 4 pairs. A pair means 2, right? Okay, now my indicators. Indicator lights indicate what light you've left on. So my 4 indicator lights are left turn signal, right turn signal, 4-way flashers, and my little blue high beam, okay? So left, right, 4-way high beam. Now my 4 gauges, gauges, okay? AVOW. It's an easy way to remember. I made a vow to pass this test. Air, volt, oil, water. So my air gauges should be between 100 and 125. My volts between 12 and 14.5. Oil pressure, this is your oil pressure gauge, 20 to 40. We don't care about the oil temperature gauge, just the pressure gauge, okay? 20 to 40. And my water temperature, 180 to 200. Okay, so I've done my 3 S's, I've done my 3 4s. Now I do my 3-way brake test, okay? There's an easy acronym, TSA, just like the Transportation Security Administration. Tug, service, hail. Okay? Now the tug test and the service test, you don't have to physically do anything. You can explain how you would test them, okay? Okay, so starting with the tug test. All you have to say is I would put the vehicle in low gear. If I want to test my trailer brake, I would release my parking brake. Then I would ease the clutch out a little bit, feel a little bit of a tug, and put the clutch back in. Then I would switch the knobs. To test my parking brake, I would release my trailer brake. Then I would ease the clutch out a little bit, feel a gentle tug, and put the clutch back in. For the service brake test, all you have to say is you would release both brakes, roll forward 5 miles an hour, apply the service brake with your foot, and make sure you stop evenly, okay? Okay, now the AIL test. Now pay attention because this is the one you can't screw up or you fail the whole pre-trip. Okay, so I immediately think of my 5 letters. NCOR, N-C-O-O-R. Okay, so N, I ask myself if I have normal air pressure. Yes, I do. Second letter, C. I chalk the wheels by putting the vehicle in low gear. And you have to physically do this one, okay? Now the first O, I turn the engine off, and I keep my hand on the key to remind me to do the second O. I turn the key 1 click back, and then R, the last letter R, I immediately release the brakes. Once you do those 5 things, then you're ready to start the first of 3 tests, okay? ALE, Applied Low Air Emergency. Okay, so starting with my applied test, I apply pressure to the service brake for 1 minute. Looking at my 2 air gauges to make sure I don't lose more than 4 psi. And I'll just make you do it for like 10 seconds. I just want to see you know what you're doing. Okay, the second test, L, low air warning. I'm going to fan my service brake to make sure that the light and buzzer, you got to say both, light and buzzer, come on at no less than 60. Okay, so I got both lights and both buzzers. And the last test, E, the emergency, I'm going to continue to fan to make sure both brakes pop between 20 and 45. And I'm looking at the gauges. I'm not looking at the brakes because I can hear when they pop. Okay, and that's the complete inside. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
Your top brake, when it went down a lot faster than your bottom one?
Yeah, one gauge usually will. Okay.
That is all.